Okie dokie, so let's go on the charts and let me tell you how I enter my trades. Alright, first let's go for the entry department. Entry is, so what I look for is BOS, so that's break of structure on the top, get wicked out. So that's one entry there. Then we got like a fair value gap, and I am looking at the H4 time frame. So go on the H4, and then go down to lower. Well, you could go H1 pretty much, or minute 15. And this strategy, it works a lot. I've been using this for a few months now. Tested it. So let's go on this entry now. BOS above. Break BOS below. There we go. Look. So it's broken out. Liquidity grab. Basically, that's what it is. That's what you're looking for. And then from top to bottom, you can put a fib on it. Most likely, I would use a 78.6 right there. It's more likely going to be going up here, or it can go to 61.8. These two, this sort of zone I look for, but normally 78.6, then below, the last low. Pretty much that's what I look for. Okay, so there was another trick. So let's put this 78.6 fib. That was an ICT, that's like a lower time frame one I did, from top to bottom. Where it is, okay, that's right there, that's a H4. Yeah, what? It was just going above 78.6. The reason I have taken this trade, it wasn't in my plan, so normally I let it hit on a 78.6, but the news was in favor of the euro. So this was a news-based trade, and I knew it was going to drop anyway. So normally I don't take a trade like this, but you have to hit the 78.6, and yeah. So when I looked at the overall time frame, it was 50%, but if you go down to the bottom, it was just missing it. But so that trade there was yeah, it was in the middle, I would say, but it was in my favor that it was going to go. So okay, that's that one. So let's go and see another chart here. There we go. Okay, this one here, when I see something like this, top to bottom, so from the high to the bottom, always the H4 time frame, so BOS above, BOS below. If you can't see these two break of structures, below and top, then pretty much is invalid. So that's like an order block. And yeah, 78.6, so you can see it from here. And what I look for, let's just get that back there. Let's bring it up here. Candlestick pattern has to be a 3 pin. 3 pin candle. Pattern. Okay, so the 3 pin can be anything, you know, roughly like a that's it then. Something like this, yeah, there it is. So, 3 pin. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Let's open this up. Okay, what's this? 3 pin. 1, 2, 3. Anything with the wicks and stuff, that's what we're gonna look for. Okay. So 3 pin, and then also you can look for on the order block or a fair value gap here. That's fair value gap is probably one of the best I have taken trades on. 84. So there's another thing we did spot. Have a look at this. So mark this up. It's here. Where it is? It's a price label. Price label. That's another confluence there. You have another confluence. There you go. 000 numbers. Top. So yeah, so this pair Euro AUD is probably one of my favorite pairs now. I used to trade AUD CAD, but recently, look at it. Apart from this one, there was one here. I spotted it. Yeah, free pin right there. Look. But what happened? It reversed. I did take this trade. It was a loser, but they're not all winners. If you look at it, it was something. Or it wasn't. I don't think it was. I think I lost on this one. It was above. I remember it was something. Yeah, I went on this. Yeah, it was 15 pips, something like that. It was. I did lose this one. But yeah, that's another one. Look, breaker structure. And then you got like a breaker structure here. You can use this one. So it has already broken out right there. Or the last one, last leg here. But I just look at all these. So pretty much what breaks below. So that's broken below. If you look at this one, it's broken up. So if that leg, from this leg to that leg, look, fair value gap right there. There's a gap. These are one of the top trades you can trade. So it probably might even go here. Yeah, roughly right here. And then retest. So that's break of structure. Let's have a look. I am really fast at pretty much explaining. And normally I like to slow things down and then take it from there. So there. And then you go above. Top. Yeah, so we have another one, yeah. So that last leg is, so it went right up to here, and then I said rejected. But if you go right here, there, yep, 78.6 is probably more likely. Well, sometimes it could just go right here, you know, and probably retest here and go right up. But yeah, look for some numbers as well if you can. That's another confluence. It does help. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, so that's Australian CAD, Australian Canadian dollar. So okay, let's just go through that one. The other thing you can look for is like flags as well. If you do, I don't really pay attention much to it, but yeah. So there's one there. Higher time frames. Nothing here. Nothing here. Okay. Nothing here. I don't like the look of it, so you can go to the daily as well to have a look. Alright, so that's that one, and then Euro USD. So pretty much look. Free pin, but what happened, this was on a Friday, and I actually forgot to take this off. So, yeah. There. Break a structure above, and then it came to retest it from there. So what I did, I put up from high to low 78.6 right there. There you go. You could just put like whatever you want to put, like, you know, 000 numbers, but I can't see 900 probably. Yeah, more likely. Yeah. There we go. Break is such a above, below. So you had another, pretty much what you can do. So what I do is like highs, break of structure, high, and then a low. So yeah, just call it like head and shoulders, whatever it is you want to call it. So it's like pretty much like ICT, and then look for a gap. But this was on a Sunday. What happened? Bang! It went out and then dropped. I just left it on. It was a small size, but you know, loss is a loss. So yeah, so this is sort of things I am looking for. There's nothing I can find here. If you look at Euro USD, is pretty much like consolidating at the moment. But yeah, nothing here. Euro USD, I don't really trade much of it now, but what I am looking for, break of structure below, break of structure above. Top. So it was probably this last high that I did look at. That's the reason I marked it up. Yeah, 78.6. So if you want to go to the highest point, yeah, it is valid. There you go. So it can come back here and retest and go up. And I had this marked up. I don't know what it was, but so there's another sort of pattern we can see, and that was from here to there. No, I was missing it. Nope, invalid. This trade is 78 is not getting hit, or 61, so there's no trade there. This one I was looking at, but more likely I thought it was just retesting. But here, what's the daily note? H4. H1. Can't see an order block if you ask me, but it's going to be roughly about here. Another one, break of structure. Oh. And from there, so you got top to bottom, 78.6, or there, you got one here. So this one looks quite a good one. Make sure when I told you about candlestick patterns, so when it does go up there, a free pin like this, see, 1, 2, 3. Let's zoom into this one. This sort of thing, yeah. So just looking for like a free pin, like a doji or whatever you want to call it. There's a free pin right there. Free pin, H4. You can go to dailies is the best if you look for it, but normally I go to the H4 and I go to the minute 30 or 15. I enter, or the H1. It depends on what sort of candlestick pattern I am looking at. I was looking at this today. Yeah, it's not much of a trade, but it's more likely it might go down because it's on a downtrend anyway. So if you go high to bottom, yeah, it's missing it completely. Fibs are important. 78.6 is the best zone. Yeah, 78, but it's not really hitting that, is it? 61 has gone past it, so it might be invalid, I would say. This one's a tricky one. It's just too high. Let's look at Euro. Okay, here. This is a perfect example. That's all I look for, 3 pins on a H4 or the daily. Not much, I would say. So it's about here. So it probably might be like another 3 pin here. But then you got order block. So this one's a bit more risky, I would say. Yeah, it's probably might just hit the order block really. But let's have a look at a daily. No, I wouldn't bother with this. Alright, so yes, consolidating, no trade, no trade. There has to be a clean entry. No. Nope. Nope. just flipping through really, see what I can find. But okay, this one looks a bit interesting. There. 78.6, and that is my fair value gap. This one you probably might get stopped out because this looks like a news candlestick. Yeah, candlestick. Yeah. That probably. Yeah, you probably got taken out on that one. Must have. Yeah, whoever it is. So that's liquidity. That's a clean grab. More likely, unless you waited for the news and then it came on that order block right there. You can wait for that one or for this one as well. So 78.6 is here. Is not on this zone, but it went on this zone. So yeah, no pattern, no trade. The fibs have to match and everything has to match up. So like I explained on the AUD card, it has to match up. Entry, high to bottom. BOS above, that's here. BOS breaker structure below. 78.6 right there. 3 pin. 1, 2, 3. There, the candlestick pattern there. So that's tick, tick, tick. 3 pin. That's this. 4, 3 zeros. I would actually just go clean on this one. Pretty much, I'll just give another like a short title, but yeah, that's a nice entry. Pretty much, and I would go to the last low really. I know some people, they, you know, when they say they scale it in and stuff like this, and you can, but it depends what sort of trader you are. But I would more likely just go to the last low, and if you want to take halfway and then stop loss 0 and then let it scale in. But you know, nowadays with this Trump wars going on, or you know, with the tariffs, is a bit risky. And then you can pretty much yeah, take this trade. But this one I did take it, but it was break even. It was just 3 pin, but it was here or something like that. I was taking, but it missed it. But what I did, from the high to the low, 61. You can take it on the 61.8 as long as it gives you the 3 pin. Or the 78.6 is the best zone. Ideally, I would wait for this one. But yeah, that's it really. But pretty much, and that's how I enter my trades. So hopefully you can learn from all this and you know take your own sort of patterns right there.